think we're good. Hey, everybody.
Hey, everybody. I think we're good.
If you can hear us, let us know in the chat. Give us a thumbs up or some
because
sort of
we're always hoping our stuff's actually working. What is up, guys? Let's get the chat going. Sorry, moving the thing.
Can anybody in the chat give us a confirmation that you are able to hear us, just to make sure that you can?
Might be a little delayed too.
Yeah. Also just had a red bar loading, like the internet was weird, but
nobody's. Let me pull up the thing on my phone.
Yeah, then you'll be able to hear.
Then I'll be able to tell. If you are here and can hear us.
Yeah.
Hello.
You're hearing our conversations.
Pull it up. Hello, brother and sister. How are you, guys? We can hear you. Okay.
Thank you, Zach.
Thank you, Zach, because I wasn't sure. It must be a little bit of a delay. That's why. There we go. Now it's working.
Hello from Baxter. Tracy.
Tennessee.
All right, everybody's rolling in. Here we go.
What's up, guys?
There we are.
How are you doing? I know we did not put a video out this week.
Yep.
Sorry. So we decided to go live instead.
We had planned to, and then life got in the way. So here we are. But we decided to do this live instead of releasing a video today to still say what's up, give you all an update on everything that's going on.
And just connect a little bit differently than we normally do.
Yep.
So
every time we do a live, we say this, that we don't
need to do it more.
Yeah, we don't do these often enough, but here we are. Sioux
Falls. We love Sioux Falls.
Yeah.
It is a cool place. We had a good time when we traveled to Sioux Falls.
Big Monday Night Football game, Jets or Bills? That's a good question for
Jets or Bills.
Anybody that has paid attention to when we talk about football. I am an oddity in football where I'm both a Jets and a Bills fan. They're division rivals. They're division rivals, so usually you like one and hate the other. That's how I grew up, as a Jets fan. But then I moved to Buffalo, lived in Buffalo for a while, went to school there, and the Bills energy there is just infectious and it's hard to hate.
And I'm from Western New York originally.
So that's how I became a Bills fan. But my rule is that I'm a Bills fan until they play the Jets. So I will be rooting for the Jets on Monday night.
We got Pittsburgh. Welcome. Bills only New York team. What's up, guys? What's up? So we are just chilling. Actually, we are inside the camper today. We are going to actually take you guys outside, but it's a little bit windy, so we wanted to make sure you'd be able to hear us.
But it is getting beautiful here. The leaves are changing pretty well, about as good as it does in Tennessee, I think.
About as good as it is.
And it's going to be oddly cold coming up on Tuesday. The low's actually 33.
33 here.
Yeah, for this time of year is really, really strange. We did have that one frost last year, though, in October. Yeah.
Because then it does start to warm up again.
Yeah, last year in our fall garden, we had one good frost that killed most everything.
Western New York, we got Jersey, California. 26 tonight in Sioux Falls. Whew!
Shoo! Yeah. Somebody asking about the hurricanes. I think we did a community post on that. But as an update for us, and we'll probably say this again just a little bit later, we are perfectly safe from the hurricane.
Everybody here is safe. Good.
We're a little bit west of the areas that got really hit hard. We needed the rain, so around us it was a good thing, but obviously we really feel for the communities east of us.
Yeah, it's actually a little unbelievable, and I think people are still digesting what has happened.
Absolutely.
So we really appreciate everybody who reached out to us to make sure that we are good, but we are good. We are happy, healthy, and all is well here on the farm.
Question about Stetson. How is Stetson? Doing
He's
great.
A beauty. He is beautiful and doing very, very well right now.
Yes, we've been working with him a lot. He's insane, but he is
great. He just turned 1. Officially just turned 12.
We think officially. We don't know his actual birthday.
We don't know his actual birthday, but what we made his birthday to be. He officially just turned 1 year old. And he has been getting just better and better and better, and really understanding his role here on the property.
Yeah.
He's a really, really good dog.
Yeah.
And he's trying to be a really
getting
good
better.
dog. And getting better every day. We really work with him.
Big boy, though.
He's a big boy.
Big boy.
From Portland, Tennessee. You
Cool.
know exactly where that is.
Yeah. There's actually a quail farm in Portland that we've looked at ordering quail from.
So if you know anything about their quail farm, I don't remember what it's called off the top of my head, but I've heard
if you just Google quail Portland,
Tennessee, it'll come up. But I think that's where we want to get our quail.
Goats are doing great. They were just out for quite a bit. They're back in their pen now, but they were out quite a bit.
Free ranging a little bit, getting some different stuff before the winter comes. And they can't free range anymore. There's nothing for them to eat.
Sophia, the baby, she was crunching on acorns, so that's really adorable to watch.
It's really adorable. Living Traditionals Homestead does quail.
Okay, cool.
Cool. It's actually something we've been very, very interested for me and for eggs since the beginning. And we're just starting to do all of our research on it and what it would kind of look like here on the property.
Up in British Columbia, that is really cool how remote you are. And sorry to hear about that scenario. That sounds awful.
Puppy.
At your elevation, do you get snow? A little bit. We're not crazy high elevation. We lived in Chattanooga for a while, and it gets much less snow in Chattanooga. Last year, what did we get? One dusting and then one actual snowstorm.
Then we got that one really, really big snowstorm, but just normally we might get just a little bit, but it's nothing crazy.
Any plans for a tractor in the future? Ideally, yes. Finances are limiting for that. So
tractors are expensive, so you just have to be ready to financially put out for them.
And there's so many different tools that can help make our life easier, and there's also just saving to be able to build our house and things of that nature. So it's really hard to figure out where to allocate funds.
Buffalo gets a hell of a lot of snow. That is for sure. And that's why we are not there anymore, because I just couldn't do the snow anymore.
Yeah, the snow in Buffalo is insane. When I first moved there, it was before Thanksgiving, and there was a huge snowstorm. And I didn't have my snow brush yet because it was still back at home. And I was cleaning my truck off with a Swiffer, because that was the best that I had.
Because you were in college.
Yeah.
Because you were in college.
I did have a snow brush at home, though.
Awesome. Whew.
Out of Mont Eagle, we used to drive through that area quite a bit, going from Chattanooga to Nashville when we would go for a weekend or something.
Yeah, Donna, we're doing good. Everybody here on property is doing good, and our town and our neighborhood wasn't affected poorly by. So
the beer's good. The beer's good. It didn't carbonate up quite as I would have liked it to, but it's good. And I just bottled a pumpkin coffee amber ale. So I'm really excited about that.
Halloween.
Yeah, it should be ready by the 25th of October. So just about a week before Halloween. When you taste it before you bottle it, you're tasting it flat, obviously, and at 70 degrees. So kind of just gives you a ballpark idea of what it's going to taste like, but it was pretty darn good flat at 70 degrees.
Yes,
so I'm hoping carbonated at 40 degrees or 30
will be
degrees.
Better.
Yeah.
But it's been nice. We've been able to just always have beer on us now, being stationary. So that's something we've really been enjoying doing.
Yeah, I'm trying to get into doing a batch at least every other month. I think that's kind of a goal right now.
How do the rain barrels hold up? The rain barrels for the animals have been, that was actually our last video, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so. And we had in a drop of rain since the hurricane. So we were very thankful we got that set up before
everything was full, and now everybody's good. But it's been so nice because we've been able to leave the property for 2 nights at a time, which wasn't really possible before because the animals needed stuff. But at least now we can take the van out for 2 nights. We can, take the dogs with us, and then everybody else is good here. I will be moving down by you guys next year. I'm in Oswego/Fulton. I know
That's
about the
crazy.
snow, and we'll maybe I'll bring you guys some apples. Okay. If you're coming from the north, I want apples.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Second of all, one of my best friends lives in Fulton.
Yeah. So that's so funny.
So I'm very, very familiar with the Fulton, Mexico,
We're actually just
Oswego.
up there.
Yeah, we were just up there.
We were just up there. We had a wedding in the Finger Lakes, but we flew into Syracuse and visited
my friends there.
Are you guys hockey fans at all? Not like big hockey fans. When I was younger, I watched it a lot more. When I lived in Buffalo, I'd go to Sabres games. Playoffs, I'll put them on, but yeah.
But I wouldn't say we're like over.
What happened?
Camera got bright. I wouldn't say like overly hockey fans. Just finished pickled onions, Jason, and hot sauce. So now I can watch.
Nice.
Oh.
Nice. Pickled onions.
Pickled onions. You're canning more than we are right now. You
seriously.
are on it, man.
We have our tomato plants are still producing tomatoes, but they're not ripening at all. So I've thought about making some chow or something because we basically have a whole bunch of green tomatoes that we can do something with.
Yeah.
I was thinking that when I was watering the
We actually did do pizza sauce with all of our tomatoes. I know a lot of people have been wondering about our garden. It did do something this year. And that feels really, really good because we were nervous it wasn't going to do anything.
Yeah.
But it did. And
just particular things it did very well. And
like tomatoes did pretty well.
Yeah, tomatoes, what were they called?
The tomatillos.
Yard long beans. Tomatillos did decent. Cucumbers did well.
And we actually just planted the fall garden. So everything's the soil is getting better and we're really working on just continuing the.
Yep. And we got the goat poop for it.
And we got the goat poop for it, which I think is helping.
Yeah. Okay. Ooh, hard to go through everything.
Do you have eventual plans to build a home?
Yes. That's in the books.
That's in the books.
Date keeps getting pushed back.
The date does keep getting pushed back. I don't even know, I guess, what to say about it. It's just the date keeps getting pushed back because we found being home more.
And just everything takes longer than you expect.
Yes.
And then we were just talking to our friends. We kind of worked ourselves a little sick there for a second. So recently we've been
projects,
reprioritizing things, making sure we prioritize more fun things to do
that we enjoy doing that isn't on the homestead.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Jason sent us a care package. I would absolutely love that, Jason. Midwest Tennessee. I'm from Buffalo too, and now living in Tennessee.
Cool. That's awesome, George.
Your tomato. Oh, Jose, I'm sorry. Your tomatoes didn't produce.
Ours took a long time of not producing, and then eventually.
Yeah, and we still had to pull them off the vines early because they were having a hard time ripening on the vines.
Yeah. The whole time they were having a hard time ripening, but some of the Romas ripened pretty well on the vine.
Can't you ripen the tomatoes in the window? Kinda, right? That's what we did, basically. Just asking, like, can you take him off the vine? Then that's what we did.
Yeah, these aren't even beginning to turn. I know I can still ripen them in the window, but we also love chow.
Yes.
So that was the other idea. I think the main ingredient in most like jarred chows that we buy is actually green tomatoes. Yeah.
So we were like, okay, well, we'll use them for that if they don't produce properly.
Boop, 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 boop.
Thanks, Kentucky Bluegrass. We actually just went to a bluegrass festival, or not bluegrass, country music festival this weekend.
Had a little bit of everything.
Had a little bit of all the music, rock and roll.
My tomatoes are staying green too, West Knoxville. I think now it's the time of year with the ripening of the tomatoes.
Yeah.
Because ours were starting to ripen pretty well, and then it was actually post-hurricane. All of a sudden, they stopped ripening.
They stopped ripening again.
Still growing, just.
I know you guys chased 80 degrees in your van, but did you ever check out Pittsburgh? I'm biased, but great city.
So not while we lived in the van, but when we lived in Buffalo, we actually went to. I've been to Pittsburgh twice, and she's been once.
And I loved it. It gave me very Buffalo vibes.
Yeah, it's a just bigger
Buffalo.
But yeah, very similar.
People
really
are
cool.
great. The food's good.
Yeah.
The bars are fun. Like we really enjoyed it when we were there as well.
Yeah, we went to a market or something that was really good.
Bunny poop is good too. You can put it right on the gardens.
Nice.
Where
are y'all from? Upstate New York is where we are originally from. We moved to Tennessee around 7 years ago.
Around 7 years ago now. What are you guys building next? I don't know. I'm gonna be honest.
our next major priority is just
Winter.
getting ready for winter.
It's definitely coming faster than it always comes faster than you think.
And
right?
we just had an insane from August until literally today.
Yeah.
It's just been absolutely insane. Good stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of good stuff with family.
Friends,
yep.
Events. It's October, right? So there's a lot going on.
Yeah. It just derailed some of what we had going on. So now
then we saw
it's going to be 33 degrees Tuesday night, and we're like, crap, we should
prep for winter.
Yeah.
Which is something you have to think about, especially with the animals and just everything. So we're starting to kind of prioritize a list on things that we need to get done before it starts getting pretty cold here.
Yep. Bum, bum, bum. Did the hurricane change your property? Example, your creek? No. So thankfully we got a lot of rain here, but a long period of time. We never got any insane rainfall at once. We actually the one that changed the creek would have been about a month before that, where we got the 3 inches of rain in 2 hours or something.
But this hurricane, it was just 4 or 5 days of just consistent rain.
Yep. A lot of misting.
A lot of misting, but we didn't get hit horribly by any means here. So we're very thankful for it. Sorry guys, trying to read your comments as they come in. Green fried tomatoes. They're the best. Of course. They're so good. And now in Alabama, winter prep. Yes. Yeah, it's getting a little oh my gosh, it is getting cold. We need to make sure our diesel heaters are working. We want to close in the goat pen so that the girls are nice and warm. Anything with the chickens that we can do to make sure that they're good. So just kind of giving everybody and everything, including the camper, ready for the winter.
Hello from Texas. Nice.
Texas.
We've traveled a little bit of Texas.
Cumberland Plateau here.
Yeah.
We know exactly where that is.
Will a long freeze impact your water supply? Realistically, it just depends on how deep it is. When we had a little bit of a freak cold snap last winter for about a week, but it was only 2 or 3 days that was cold enough to impact our water supply, and that's when it got down to -6. That can impact our water supply, but also part of our winter prep is making sure that doesn't happen. Yeah. Ultimately, cold weather like that isn't long-lived here. And as soon as that went away last year, we were fine with water again.
Yeah, we didn't have any problems keeping anything from freezing, really.
Yeah.
Originally from New Jersey, but lived in California, Tennessee, Texas, Ireland, Mexico, currently in Albuquerque.
That's awesome.
I get that.
Yeah,
we get traveler bug all the time.
Yeah.
When are you guys going to get a cow?
Not anytime soon.
Plans.
Yeah.
Well, we really enjoy having goats.
Yeah. So we'd get a bigger breed of goat quite a bit before
we get a cow.
Especially because in terms of meat production for cattle as well, our area is very big beef production. So we can get high quality local stuff.
Really, really good here.
It's very accessible.
So I don't want to get into that part of ourselves and we can focus on something else.
Looking
to move to Tennessee or Mississippi, trying to figure out what's the best town to move to.
It
really depends on what you're looking for.
It's hard.
It really depends on what you're looking for.
We just talked about that cold snap, but in the middle of the winter last year, I was like, should we have moved further south, closer to the beach? And we were looking at some stuff in Mississippi, and then we were like, no, that's not where we wanted to be.
Yeah, it's always what we've really realized is always grass is greener.
Absolutely.
So you just need to find what
you think the grass.
You think it's grass is greener. Yeah.
And sometimes it is.
And sometimes it is. And sometimes different places are better for different people, but I think you need to just kind of look into your whole area and figure out what works best for you.
What part of upstate New York?
I lived in Oneida for 20 years.
So you're from upstate New York. So where I came from, you wouldn't call upstate New York. But to everybody outside of the state of New York, I say upstate New York so that they know I don't mean New York City. I grew up in Orange County. So hour and a half, 2 hours north of the city, just at the cusp of the Catskill Mountains.
And I grew up in Rochester, New York, which is closer to Oneida. So you're from upstate.
Yeah. Well, she's technically Western New York, not upstate.
I'm Western New York, whatever you want to call it. What's for dinner tonight? We're having pizza and wings for football, but not going to be as good as pizza in that fancy oven.
Yeah. We gotta fire that thing up.
We gotta fire it up soon.
Tonight, I think I'm just gonna make a fried rice. We had the music festival over the weekend. We're worn out. A little bit of a bender. Yeah, so pizza and wings are not what our stomach needs tonight.
No, we need vegetables and something light. Yeah. So that is on the menu for tonight. We're in the Cumberland Plateau, just outside of Jamestown.
Cool.
Nice.
Sweet. We were just around there. We did 2 nights at Big South Fork,
which we absolutely loved. It was that was our first time going, and it was a really, really nice park. Northwestern Arkansas.
Cool.
Deer Lodge, Tennessee. I know where that is, I think. Deer Lodge, Tennessee. Sounds familiar.
I'm not sure.
Do you do anything with the goat milk? Yes. So we drink it raw, or we make cheese, or sometimes I give it a little bit to the animals if anything goes funky.
And we do it when we use it for milk steaming and like cappuccinos and cortados.
Milk steaming, cappuccinos, and cortados. But right now we just have the one girl and the one mom and milk, so it's not like a huge quantity of production.
I was wondering if somebody was going to say that. They said, "I'm feeling that sunburn." Believe it or not, I'm not sunburned at all. I don't know what is up with the lighting.
Maybe come my way. You won't be look as red. No, you look more red.
The camera on our laptop always does that to me.
Maybe it's like reflection. He's not sunburned. Yeah. It does not look like this in person.
At all. And we were just FaceTiming with our friends, and it didn't look like that at all. And then I got on here. I was like, all right. Looks like a cherry tomato.
It is what it is. Donkeys are great animals to defend goats from wildlife. We have heard donkeys are very, very good, like livestock guardians. But we've also heard different things on if they're good with goats or not. And I think it just depends on the donkey. Are you going to get pigs? Not right now.
That's closer than cows, I would say.
It's closer than cows, but I don't think it's in the immediate future. I think the next animal we'll have on property is quail.
Yep. In all likelihood.
Just something small, something easy to take care of, and just kind of slowly make our way into it.
I want to make sure we get to these before they get buried.
Keep the shows coming. We live vicariously through it. Thanks, guys. We do try, but we are trying to take a little bit of a step back as well.
Outside of Oneonta? Cool. That's not... So Charleston, I don't know if that's south or north of Oneonta. But... still planning a wood stove. Yes. That's part of our winter planning.
Winter prep.
Yep. That is part of it.
There will be
you'll see it. We'll be doing a video.
A stove in here.
Huh?
I said there will be a stove in here. It'll probably take a couple videos, to be honest.
Yeah.
It might be a project.
We're excited for that. That's gonna be nice. And it's gonna
make our space feel very cozy. Which is something that we've been really trying to prioritize to feel very comfortable in this space.
Sullivan County. No shit. So cool. That's like next county up from Orange.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Pizza and the Bills with beer. It's a great night. I agree. 2 New Yorkers, Manhattan, and upstate. What's the best place to buy a plot of land in Tennessee?
It really depends on what you're looking for.
How much land you're looking for.
How much land you're looking for and how much money you have. Because...
if you got a lot of money...
yeah.
Buy wherever you want.
Yep.
If you don't, then you might need to...
For the most part, anything east of I-75 is going to be a lot of money.
It's going to be probably pretty expensive.
Yep.
Goat milk soap. Yeah. Actually, and we have a lot of people locally in town who make goat milk soap with their goat's milk. So I actually been using that, but I haven't made it yet. But I do plan to try to do something this winter as the days get shorter. I would like to kind of get into maybe like a crafty project like that.
What is your favorite little town in the U.S. that you spent time in during your travels and why?
I love that comment.
Love that question. Okay, so let's lead with not answering that question and just saying our favorite place. If we were to settle down within an actual municipality, because we just went back to Chattanooga and said still
we love
that
Chattanooga.
We love
Chattanooga. If we were living a different life than we are now, I think we would be in the Chattanooga area.
Yep. But that's not Little Town.
No, that's not Little Town.
That's tough. Now I'm trying to rack through all the travels. Oh, well, in Mexico, yeah. Let's stay in the U.S. It depends on if you mean for the town itself or for where you are. Because, I would say Stanley, Idaho, but not for Stanley, Idaho, for where you are.
The area. But I don't want to live there full year either.
Oh, yeah, no.
I just want to visit.
Yeah, okay, here's one. West Coast, the Oregon coast, Yachats. That's a really cool
Oregon
little town.
Is really cool.
Yeah.
It's a cool vibe. It made me feel like I was in Twilight.
I don't fully know what that means.
It was rainy. You'd know what it means. Yeah. It was rainy. It was misty. Everything was the ocean
Twilight,
was coming
Ireland.
In. Yeah. I don't know if I can. But
it's a cool old fishing town that has a little bit of tourism, but it's not blown up tourism. And you have a couple other towns up and down from there.
Also really like Red River, New Mexico.
Red River, New Mexico is a good one. Silverton, Colorado is cool.
So those are some of our little bit of places that I think we love.
Then answer the same question for Mexico. It's hard for me to not say. I'm
gonna go with the city. It's kind of a city. Okay. No, it's not a city. Nayarit, Mexico. It's kind of an area.
I wasn't sure if you were gonna say Puerto Escondido.
Oh.
We almost got stuck.
I almost got stuck.
Yeah.
So
we
did. It's the first place Puerto Escondido was the first place I ever went that we just didn't turn our cell phones on. We just kind of found ourselves being beach bums, eating tacos, hanging out. It was so low key and our life was so low key. Yep. It was really nice.
It was great.
I could live there forever.
I might go with Zapotitlan de Mendez. If you go back and watch, we do a coffee tour video, and that's in Zapotitlan de Mendez. Town. Well, I mean, by American standards, it's actually not that tiny of a town, but that's because in Mexico,
there's not really suburbs.
It's more rural than most places in the United States, but the town is beautiful, amazing. But
also go to the Nayarit coast. It is everything.
Okay.
All right, we got to go back a little bit.
Yeah.
So we can go on those subjects for a while.
What cool things have your trail cams captured? Nothing too crazy.
Stray
actually.
Dogs?
I actually
Some
just
cats?
pulled one that I need to take a look at the photos from. But stray dogs. Well, not stray dogs, the neighbor's dogs.
Dogs.
We're out. But nothing too crazy. Bobcat. Yeah.
That's really about it. We haven't, not as much as we'd like to see.
Are you going to butcher your animals yourself or outsource? Well, at the current time being, the only animals in our very near future that we would be butchering would be quail or meat chickens, and both of which we would do ourselves. In the future, if we were doing a larger animal,
goat
isn't it for meat? Goats aren't for meat.
No,
right now. The goats that we're breeding right now. But from there, it would really depend.
Yeah,
it would really
depend on. Something I think with homesteading is that you really have to pick and choose. So it's really nice to build a community that also does things. Yes. So we have a really awesome butcher that we've created a great relationship with here. So I would actually be wanting to support his business by being able to bring my animal to him.
It's hard to do everything. You can't do everything, but
it's hard to do everything.
Yeah.
Okay. Wild Mountain. Wombats. Wombats?
Wabbits.
Oh, rabbit. Sorry. I thought you were trying to say wombats. You know, they the poop the squares. Wombats too. You know what I'm talking
about? Does Eastern Tennessee allow you to live in an RV on your land? Yes. So the state does, but it can vary by county. It can vary, and then local municipality. But by state standards, yes, you can live in an RV technically anywhere.
How many eggs are you getting a day? Well, we're having fights with our chickens, so I wish more.
Yeah, not many.
Not many.
But we have been talking to our friends in town and have been hearing that
For some
reason, that's the story around town, is that nobody is getting the amount of eggs that they should be getting for this time of year.
So we're getting a few. Every few days we're getting a few. So there's eggs coming in, but it's definitely not the production that we want. Deer hunting this season.
Yep, that's the plan.
That is the plan. I would love to fill a freezer.
Yep.
Toronto, Ontario, lived in British Columbia all my life until 2014. British Columbia is somewhere I really, really want a van life. So we'll have to hook you up for some details once we decide to go that way.
If you could do something different when you started homesteading, what would it be? We have a video where we go through like our top 8 things that we would either do differently or that's just like good to know. Do you remember the name of that video? It's very recent. It's like 8 things we wish we knew or something like that.
I don't remember. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's like 9 things
we talked through a bunch of points of
I think we gave you like 12 things too.
I think it was, I don't know. I thought it was 8.
Sorry guys, the comments are coming in a little faster than we can keep up with, so stay with us.
Ducktown and Copper Hill.
We have heard of Ducktown. Yeah. We've heard good things, so we want to go check out that way a lot.
We made any moonshine yet? We have not. Have good water and hills and hollers to do it. Lots of people around us.
A lot of people around us do. Moonshine and mason jar, baby.
Is that Eastern is better than Western? Better is subjective. We prefer east of Nashville in Tennessee, but it's
all subjective.
Yeah, but that's because we prefer more hills and mountains. Now, some west of Nashville, you still get hills and mountains, but it definitely gets flatter as you get to Western Tennessee.
Something that traveling showed us, like traveling full time for so long, was that like there's beauty in a lot of places, and even in flatter areas that I normally wouldn't be like, I'm gonna go travel here. We found a lot of beauty. So I think it's important to like kind of just whatever you feel looks right for you. Drinking moonshine from a glass jar. How Tennessee.
Also from Sullivan County. That is so funny. That's really cool to me.
Yeah.
That's super. I mean, I'm from Orange County, but
Sullivan is right around there, right? Exactly. Area, right? I'm looking at land near Cosby, Tennessee. Do you know where that is, baby?
I don't. I could pull it up on the old Google Maps real quick. I recognize the name, but I can't think off the top of my head exactly where it is.
Yeah, there's definitely more tornadoes in Western Tennessee.
Oh, Cosby's like in the mountains.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Oh, now it's not loading, but
our service isn't always great out here, guys. So
you gotta... I mean, it's just outside of Pigeon Forge.
Ah, beautiful. Yeah. Beautiful area. Beautiful. How were the waterfalls after the rain bands from the hurricane? The waterfalls weren't overly affected. I definitely think we have more water flowing through there right now, but definitely not the most we've ever had. And it's doing fine. Sorry,
I want to double back to Old Mutt from Sullivan County that said the comment about the Oops or Opus and Blue Eddy generators. I think it might have been you. We had done a review video for the new Oops Titan 5 just for them, not to post on our platform. They posted it, and somebody had commented, "Thank you for supporting Matt and Cass," or something like that. And if that was you, thank you so much for that.
Because it means a lot.
Yeah, that was seeing that on like their platform means something.
Yeah,
that's cool.
We also I'm just gonna phrase that and then we can move on, but all of your guys' support with our content helps a lot. You know, this is how we make a living. This is how we get our goats. This is how they eat and we eat. So it means a lot that you're here and that you're supporting us, and even if you're just watching our videos. How's the pumpkin beer, baby?
I mean, I think very good. We were mentioning before, so I just bottled it, so I got to sample it at flat, so not carbonated and 70 degrees. Tasted really good that way. I should know by the 25th, I think it is. exactly how good it is. Or 21st. I got to double check.
Yeah, around Halloween.
It's about 2 weeks after bottling is when it should be ready.
I'm heading to Serene Errand in Cosby, Tennessee is the oldest tiny home international community in Tennessee.
Oh, cool.
I gotta look up that. I've never heard that.
Yeah. Do you use the generator backup often? Not very much at all.
The only time I say we use it more is when we have family or friends here that need hookups as well.
Yep.
So like my parents come and they have their camper. So if we need both ACs running and stuff like that is when we do.
They were just here and we didn't have to run the generator at all, but that's because the weather was really
was ideal. So, but just when we have to use ACs, if it's like midsummer, we will use the generator as backup.
And then there's occasional other times. We had a couple really hot, cloudy days with the days being shorter that we've had to run it once or twice. But
and sometimes we just do to just top our batteries off to just know that we're good, especially if we're going to head out of town or something like this.
Yes, exactly. So
it's definitely important to have your backups. I love listening to you both. You're both sweet. Oh,
thank you.
Sweetheart. That means so much. There's an awesome YouTuber that shows us van life living in BC. His name is
Van City Van Life.
Van City Van Life.
Cool.
I'll have to check it out.
Sweet.
I love watching van life content.
We have friends that are from BC.
Mm-hmm. That live in a van.
Romerlander, I think their tag is.
Romer Life.
But also Slow Romer.
Slow Romer.
Exactly. His name's Alex, though. Slow Romer. Right? Yeah.
Check them out. They're cool. His drone footage is incredible.
I believe they just kicked off the Pan American
Highway.
Yep. And just did... What's the highway that you do as an alternative to go into Prudhoe Bay?
I don't
know. Cool stuff, though.
Cool stuff.
Awesome stuff.
What do you think about mini-sized apples and grape vineyards down there? I think grapes do very well down here.
Yep, depending on the type of grape. Muscadine grapes are fantastic.
They do great.
Love muscadines. Apples are
I'm from Western New York. So.
Yeah.
They're fine.
When we lived in Chattanooga, you could get apples from North Georgia around Ellijay, and those are decent. But nothing like we've traveled a lot, obviously, and beside New York, Washington and Oregon have good apples. Washington's really good.
I think it just got dark.
It did, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Liverpool, New York. Awesome.
Not too far. Cartman wants to know, have you gone fishing?
Where are we? Fishing?
No. He wishes he was fishing.
No. So when we got on the boat with your parents, after a couple lines, man, I got on a good one, and
it's a fisherman's tale is what he's telling right now.
She loves busting my chops, and she saw it jump out. Anyways, we were just all hanging out and like having a beer on the boat, got on a good one, and I was like mid-conversation, so I was distracted. Got it close to the boat, jumped out. I just didn't keep the rod tip down at that point. Anyways, got off before I landed it.
But you did go fishing all day.
And then I caught a tiny little fish outside of that. So, but I wasn't trying too hard. With the weather cooling down, I want to get out. We do have a little bit of trout fishing opportunity around here, and I prefer trout fishing over everything. So,
which is why Idaho was like our dream place.
Seems like nomadic life is the best off-grid education before homesteading.
I would
comment.
That was awesome comment.
Yep.
And then I would 1000% agree.
Yeah.
And I think we do actually speak to van life a lot when referring to homesteading.
I think van lifing before homesteading in many capacities, not in every capacity, but in many capacities can set you up for success homesteading.
Especially off-grid homesteading.
Yep.
Because van life is your off-grid, like if you have your setup to be off-grid.
Off-grid or just starting from scratch.
Yeah.
Like if you're homesteading, and it's still incredibly hard, I'm not diminishing this, but if you're homesteading and you bought a house and it's got all the hookups and everything, you're coming in with comfortability. And what van life does for both off-grid and just living uncomfortably, it gets you used to those things.
Yes. So we were very seasoned to the idea of all of this before we got here. And now it's funny, we actually crave more comfortabilities because we have more comforts than we had during van life.
Property tax in Tennessee. Well, we are fortunate enough to be Greenbelt, so our property tax
It's fine.
Yeah, it is.
We're fine.
Pretty nice.
It's nice.
Yeah.
I think it's something to consider too. It's what your property taxes are going to be when you're looking for a homestead.
pH level in the raised garden beds we haven't retested yet. We're gonna do another retest in probably late winter, early spring.
Yep.
But we have had success in the garden. Excuse me, since then.
So it feels really, really good. So whatever's going on is good. I think it's the goat poop. Oh, what's going on? Okay. Doop, boop, boop,
Love your
boop.
channel from LA.
Peaches work excellent. We have 2 peach trees planted. Obviously none of them are producing yet, and I think one died. But they are planted.
And to the comment from LA, we have never made it to LA. I can imagine that the rat race is insane there. We have only done the Eastern Sierras in California.
Yeah. Beautiful.
And then San Francisco.
I do want to go to LA and I want to eat all the Asian food that is there because we love, that's our favorite cuisine, and I would love to just go and eat. Are you going to grow more fruit trees?
Getting a foot cramp.
Really?
Yeah, I'm stretching it.
Yes, the plan is to put more fruit trees in. We actually, if you guys watched our video, we cleared some land with our new Rammy tool, and we actually think it'd be a beautiful spot for some fruit trees because it's really well draining there. The soil seems pretty good, and I think it should be pretty
good there. It's a really good spot for it. We might put the goats over it, like part of their pen over it through the winter,
and then maybe in the spring plant.
Yeah.
So hopefully, but that area will have more fruit trees. I would like to have as much as I can because that is truly the first thing that you need when you start a homestead is plant those trees.
Live in Dayton, beautiful area.
Oh,
we love the valley.
We love the valley over there.
And I love
Destination Adventure is another good YouTube channel.
Cool.
I love trying out different people's YouTube channels. It also gives me creative ability as well.
I land and build a place, a camper or something, 5 acres, but I need utilities. What do you think?
I should repeat that question for the people.
So Tennessee, North Georgia, looking for 5 acres in Tennessee, but with accessible utilities, minimum amount of money. It depends where in Tennessee.
Yep.
It greatly depends where in Tennessee, but if you want workable land, meaning you're not going to have to do a ton of clearing or crazy work on utilities anywhere east of Nashville, and at 5 acres, I would say you're looking minimally at 10 an acre, so 50 plus.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not a real estate agent, but
this is what we look at.
I actually am very interested in real estate, so I always have my eye on the market. But that would be the reality is like price per acre under 10 acres is going to be astronomically more than over 10 acres.
Yes. We love your channel, Matt and Cass. Oh, thank you guys so much. You guys are awesome, so down to earth and honest and forthcoming. We really appreciate that. We really try to keep our channel as casual and as real as possible, and kind of let you guys know the tea. You know,
let everyone know.
Let them know the tea.
Like Oregon, wood burning stoves in some state, anti-water catching laws. So
depends on what state you're in. You have to look into your laws.
Yeah, so Tennessee, for anti-homesteading laws, there's nothing in particular. Water in Tennessee is owned by the state, no matter what way you look at it. But there's not currently any laws that prohibit you from catching water.
Yes.
Now I say currently. I don't know. I got a funny feeling, to be honest. And then dry. Beyond that, you're not allowed to have a composting toilet or an outhouse in the state of Tennessee unless you jump through crazy. They make it so that it's basically more expensive to do that than it is to go conventional.
And to go like a septic.
Yep. And then I also think if you have access to public sewer in Tennessee,
you have to take public sewer.
to take it. You're not allowed put a septic on if you have access to it.
We don't.
But that's also a funny thing that you can go back and forth and probably win. But
so I just recommend doing as much research as you can, especially with wood burning stoves. I think it's awesome to keep your house wood burning. But
wood burning stove law, not in our lifetime in Tennessee. People would lose their minds.
A lot of people run their homes because also too it doesn't get too cold here, so they're not like, even up north though, so many people run their homes wood burning. Do you guys think very far ahead or more live in the moment? Do you plan to live on your homestead forever? Ooh, juicy!
I know this is like a terrible response, but both.
Both.
And I would say we were... Ooh, squirrel. I thought it was something else. I would say when we first got here, we were a little too big into the planning ahead and kind of missing the living in the moment and too much. And we have made adjustments and have refound that because we were very in the moment.
Because one thing we loved about van life was that we felt we were living very much in the moment because all we had to take care of and our whole life was in a van, right? Yep. But now it's not. And now we're thinking about building this or doing that, so there's a lot of future planning, but it's really, really important to love your property and love what you're doing. And part of us loving what we're doing is making cheese, having nights with friends and family here. Like those things are so important to us. And we have really pulled back on just the constant push to make this land better while being like, now is now. So enjoy it now.
And will you be there forever? Who knows? We are
Runaway, Matt and Cass.
Yeah, exactly. I can look outside the window right now at beautiful. The sun setting and the leaves turning colors and the breeze coming through the window and say yes. But I'd honestly be full of shit if I said that with 100% confidence.
And you just never know what life is going to bring and what opportunities or what things happen.
Absolutely.
Love the videos. Wife and I watch them regularly. We live in West Tennessee and regularly traveling east looking for land ourselves. That's awesome. Thanks, guys.
East Tennessee price is going to drop. There's a chance.
There's a chance, but I think people that love Tennessee and love to be here want to be here. So I feel like even if something bad happened to their place, they might still look for another property or fix their home.
And the out of state interest of Tennessee is just astronomical. So, I
think you'd love Endless Girl. They're a pretty big channel. Yeah, they're pretty cool. They have an old class CRV.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Staying in the deer stand, waiting to see deer. Do you plan on harvesting deer to supplement your meat?
Yes.
And that is awesome. I love that you're sitting in a deer stand watching this
so
right
cool.
now. So cool.
Yeah, we absolutely do plan to do that. I actually was just thinking that I need to site in here pretty soon.
Yeah, because it's coming. We would really, one would be plenty.
We'll see. With a few apple trees, you can make cider. That's funny you say that. I actually said to Cass the other day that I want to get, because you can make cider with any apple tree. Cider, I'm sorry. I was just reading hard cider.
I was reading apple cider.
Oof. Sorry, we had a long weekend. So.
He's on the hard cider.
So on the hard cider part, I want to get an apple variety that's really good for that, to make a little bit of a drier cider than a super sweet cider.
On apple cider, by the way,
juiced
my parents, like I said, if you're coming from New York or even Washington, you want to bring them all the way over here because Washington has good apples too. We just juiced a bunch of my parents' apples that they brought me.
Just in our regular juicer, and it tasted like apple cider.
It was delicious. It was so good. Coldest winter I've ever lived was in winter in Tennessee, Memphis. Wow, interesting.
And just to let y'all know, we told ourselves that we were only going to be on until 5:15 our time. We've passed that already.
We've passed that.
So we are going to give 10 more minutes.
10 more minutes. And then, any last minute questions that you do have, or you just want to chat, let us know. Have you all ever been to Knoxville? We have
Yes.
plenty of times, actually.
Before we moved to Chattanooga, we were actually considering Knoxville, Chattanooga, and Asheville were the 3 cities that we were between. But Chattanooga is what we fell in love with.
Syracuse Chris, I know about the taxes up there. It is pretty tough. My parents just told me what they got for taxes. Yeah. So it's a lot. But it is, you still have your van and shuttle for road trips, but you have your home base. It has been very nice. And now that we've been talking a lot about just like kind of taking time for ourselves too, and getting in our van is really, really important for us and what we enjoy doing. So we have been enjoying having the home base. It feels good to come home, which is something we never felt before.
If you ever take down any hardwood trees like hickory, black walnut, maple, let you know. That's good to know because we have tons of hardwoods.
Tons. Lots of hickory trees.
Yeah. Immediately hear a bunch of hickory, but a lot of oak.
A lot of oak.
A lot of oak. Now starting our 3rd year for a place.
Wait, okay, hold on. We love you guys. We're 30 years. And love the light too, both. Aw, thanks, guys.
We're in Middle
Ireland,
Tennessee.
baby.
Where do you see that?
Wexford. Hello from Wexford, Ireland.
Oh, amazing. Hello.
Matt's like, when are we booking our trip to Ireland?
My grandfather's from Ireland.
So it's on our bucket list.
Yeah. It's one of those things where it means so much to you that you always are like, but this isn't the right time to go. This isn't the right time. So we got to just make it happen.
Can you use vinegar for cheese making? Yes.
Yes,
we have. We like a minute.
For the coagulation. We use a combination of lemon juice and vinegar.
We figured that comes out really nice. Yep. West of y'all in Cumberland County. Matt, if you ever okay, sorry.
That's
awesome. Yeah, literally, Dapper Dave. Feel free to message us on something a little bit more private, and we can maybe discuss that because that is something we have.
Any kids in the near future?
I don't know. Oh my goodness. we're leaving that there. I don't know.
We don't know. We'll see.
We'll see. Now starting our 3rd year looking for a place for my wife and I. We are in Middleton. St. Price are crazy, but the area is where we want to be in. Yeah, sometimes you gotta pay price because people want to be there too. So it's kind of a give and take.
Jesse and Brittany, thank you so much. Right. That means a lot right here.
10 more minutes. Thank you guys. That means so much. We really appreciate your guys' support on our channel over the last year. It has been a great improvement in our life, and we've been able to share it with you guys.
Would you ever consider Kentucky for homesteading? We did actually.
Yeah, and I would consider Kentucky for homesteading.
I think too many people look past Kentucky, especially Kentucky, the border. Everybody wants to be in Tennessee, but Kentucky is incredibly beautiful as well.
Yeah, and there's a lot to offer.
Yep.
Over there.
Land prices are better.
And I know they have some pretty good
now Kentucky laws. Land prices are going to go up, and they're going to say, "Runaway, Matt and Cass."
Your fault. I'm from Minnesota. We are loving the winters here.
Woo. Wow.
I love when I hear winter people say that they love the winters. I do think there's a piece to it. I don't. I thought there was
a piece to it, but for 2 weeks.
For 2 weeks around Christmas and New Year's.
Considered a pair of mini Highland cows.
They have the highest dairy protein.
That's interesting. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that fact, so I'll have to look at that.
We haven't greatly
considered cows.
I'm not saying we never would consider. It's just not in the books right now.
George, do you miss being on the road? Yes.
Yes.
We've
been trying to take some trips.
And that's why we've been trying to take some trips. Our friend that we just traveled with for the weekend, he said, he's like, that's part of you guys. Yep. Don't lose that. The traveling is part of you. So
it's hard to do both, but we're trying to figure it out.
It's hard to do both, but we are really trying to figure out what it all looks like for us. How can I watch your videos from start to finish?
Oh, in order?
So I have our videos categorized
by seasons.
So I would say, if you go to videos on YouTube and go all the way down, it is in order.
Yeah, it's in chronological order. But
of
then
when we
there's
released it.
Yeah, but then there's also seasons that organize them.
So there's like Runaway Northwest,
Yeah.
which is where we did the whole Northwest region. And then there's like Runaway Baja, Runaway Mainland Mexico, so on and so forth, Runaway Homesteads. So different seasons, I would just kind of go from there.
Yeah, about the land prices. Yeah, I believe that.
I believe it. Keep your good and positive YouTube videos. My husband and I love your shows.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We really do try to.
All right, guys, we're coming to the last 5 minutes that we said that we would have it here.
Yeah, we always go over whenever
we always
try to tie it down, but then we get fun answering all these questions.
I know it's such a different way to communicate with our community here, and it's really enjoyable.
But my belly is growling.
Oh, we are hungry. Colorado mountains. I love Colorado.
Yeah,
Colorado's very nice. Colorado's a very beautiful place.
A lot of sunshine.
A lot of sunshine. A lot of snow.
Yeah. Watching from Jerry, and there we go. Oh my God, that is amazing.
That's so funny. We've been talking
up to Camp
about
Adventures
them all weekend.
Great to virtually meet you.
Yeah, it's great to virtually meet you, and we want to see you guys and meet you guys because Jerry and Lisa are the best, and we know that if they're friends with you, you're probably awesome.
Yeah, reach out to us. Maybe an email or something.
An email.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah. That way we don't lose it. That's what I'm getting at. It is really hard for us to keep up with.
It is hard. So if we don't respond right away, guys, know that it's
just don't respond.
It's just a lot of influx sometimes. So sometimes we will try to respond to people, but it does become a lot.
And it's been an adjustment we've used to of time so much harder because we were dedicating much time to that. And I think these lives are a good way to
Yeah. So we will try to do these lives more. Glad to see you guys. Got to take Jolene out for a spin. I'm trying to bring number 109.
Nice. Not too far behind Jolene. Is that, I wonder, 109 an 88 or an 89?
It's probably an 89.
89 maybe?
It's probably an 89. We love you all. Inspired us to buy land in southeastern Kentucky, and we love it.
Cool. That's amazing.
That's awesome.
That's when I was just talking about alternatives to Tennessee. Southeastern Kentucky is exactly
what
what I'm talking about.
It's very similar. Adventure worthy. And I think that's basically it. I think we're going to try to call it there, guys, because we need food. Yes. And we need to actually run the ranch chores, the evening ranch chores.
Evening chores, yeah.
Yeah, we're going to put baby Sophia away.
Yeah, sure do.
Sure do, so I can milk Charlotte in the morning.
But all right, y'all. Thank you so much for 88. I thought it would 88? Be 88 because Jolene was March. So it would make sense that by 109 it was just later in 88.
We'll play with, so we're getting stuck. Yeah. This is the problem. More lives be cool. Signing off. Awesome. All right, guys. We love you. Thank you so much for supporting us over and over and over again. Have we seen Bigfoot? Yes. Every morning.
Yeah. If I don't have a shirt on.
If Matt doesn't have a shirt on, he looks like Bigfoot. We love you, Jason. Thank you so much for hanging out with us always. Forever and ever. And that's it. Right, baby?
That's it.
That's it.
Love y'all.
Love you all. See you soon.
Cheers.